Well, we have a giant iguana in our yard. Can you see him yet? He just scared the shit out of me. There he is. Oh, oh. Like, bro, this tree ain't big enough to hide you from me, man. He's tripping, but he doesn't know where to go. I don't want him to jump on me, so I'm gonna just back away. All right, boys and girls, welcome back. I gotta tell you, I'm sorry, I kind of forgot about you. I got started here on this project and forgot to film. But let me catch up to speed on where we are. So we got the wife's Escalade, putting in long tube headers. We did the Ls9 cam swap last month. So I just got done pulling out the exhaust, took a Sawzall here, pulled out the manifolds and the cats. As you can see, the blood on the ground, sliced myself up pretty good, so that's fun, but it's healed up now. The headers that we got, you gotta love the Chinese in their naming. These are called God Now. God Now. We got God on our side, putting God in the dang engine. So anyways, hopefully I don't get struck down by lightning bolts for that. It's a Chinese fault. It comes with the long tube headers, and then what we got in this box here is just all the parts basically to meet up to make this Y pipe joint. So in theory, well, I don't know if I got that on camera, this Y pipe, hopefully it'll work. I'm gonna get back to work, start putting this in, and I'll show you steps along the way if there's anything to look at. So I forgot to show you guys why I was doing this, or part of why. We had a manifold bolt that was snapped off in the head from a previous owner, actually two of them. So what we have to do, and I didn't do this before because I was being lazy, but you've got to take a bolt, put it over the snap stud, weld it on the tip. The amount of heat will unseize it, and you can pull it out. So I just did that one without showing you. Sorry, I keep running here without showing you guys stuff. But there's another one right there. So I'm going to try to get the camera set up and show you how to do this. It's not that hard. Another thing to remember, a lot of you guys don't do it. You think, oh, I got to learn to weld, blah, blah, blah. Go to Harbor Freight, spend $100. This is like the price of a socket set. Get one of these. It's their cheap little 15-pound flux wire MIG welder. You'll be able to do so much more around the shop like this. This problem here, you read on the forums, guys complaining, oh my God, you got to take the head off, go to a machine shop, blah, blah, blah. No, you don't. You spend $100, you get a welder, you plug it into a 125 source, and little things like this become no big deal. So sit tight and I'll show you how to do it. All right, pro tip, check your socket before you do this. That way you don't put the nut on there, weld it on, and then have to spend 5 minutes trying to figure out what socket fits. This is not quite a 15, but it should work. So that's what we're gonna use because that's what I've got. All right, so let me go back in here so you guys can see that. I got my bolt, or my nut. Put my nut on there. See, it's just hanging. All right, now bear with me. I'm gonna get my mask on and we'll do this. Should be pretty easy. Something else to keep in mind, you can always plug your ground strap for the welder into that ground post on the engine block. That works pretty well, even though it's not close to this. Shouldn't be a problem. All right, this welding might be a little funny because I'm trying to do this with two hands here so you guys can see it. So just bear with me for a second. So let's take the mask off here and see what we did. All right, that's good. So we got it real hot, and let that sit and cool for a second. Hopefully harden up, but that should do the trick. And we'll put our 15 on there and get cranking. All right, I just slipped this over. We have not tried to crack it yet. Now, what could go wrong here if that weld's not strong enough, I start to turn this, it could pop off the stud, which is not the end of the world. If that happens, we just got to re-weld it. But hopefully that weld is on there strong enough. And it appears to be turning. Yeah, we can see the bolt turning or the nut. And this feels good. This feels like we've done it right. So I'll shut up here and just show you this, and then I'll speed it up on the final edit. All right, guys, so there it is. Once again, it's the 4th time I've done this on other vehicles, but anyways, head studs out. So now we can go about our business and get those long tube headers put on. So we'll get there. All right, let's hop up here and show you what's in there. We got the long tubes in on both sides. Don't have any exhaust done up, but you know, we got to do the obligatory open header start on the truck. Let me get under here and show you before we start it. So shit. All right, so there's one side, there's the other. We'll run the exhaust down and get her going, but let's do this open header start and see how she sounds. Mind you, she's not gonna be happy because I broke the engine coolant temp sensor, as you can see right there, and there's the plug for it. So I've got a new one coming, so we're probably gonna get some lights on the dash, and we don't have O2 sensors in, but who cares? Let's see what she sounds like. Oh yeah, battery would be good. All right, battery's hooked up now. She should be good. Not gonna do this long, don't want to piss off the neighbors, but oh boy. All right, enough of that. But headers are on, so time to get the rest of it over there installed, and hopefully we can get it done this evening. All right, let me show you what's going on. So I've decided we're gonna use the factory Y pipe into the long tube headers. The kit that it came with, these pieces they just don't fit right, which, you know, big surprise of China. But I'll show you here. This is the original bolt. That one, the other one went flying. I can't find it, so I had to kind of rig some shit up. For now, that'll hold that in place. That'll hold that in place. This side is fine. When it comes up, it's about, I don't know, call it 4 inches short. This one is too long at the moment. So I'm gonna cut this back to probably about here with the Sawzall, maybe a little further. That will then give us room to cut tube off of this and weld. So we'll get started. All right, boys and girls, we're back at it. It rained all day today, but I finally am back to working on the wife's Escalade here. I got the 2 headers in. I think I showed that in the last part of this video. Decided that the Y pipe didn't fit that came with the header kit. So I've started basically making a combination of the factory Y pipe into part of the header kit. I'll show you that now. The welding looks awful. But you know, it is what it is. It's gonna work, make it stick together and not leak. So that's our main goal. So let me show you here. So here's the ugly welding. Haven't cleaned it up at all. It'll look better running over a wire brush, obviously. At the moment, that ugliness is to fill something like that. So I'm gonna get another small pie cut and stick in there and fill it. You know, this isn't the exact right way to do things, but it works, and it works with the tools that I have, and it will do the job no matter what anyone says to you. So this is driver's side, this is passenger side. What you will notice is I made a mistake. I've got the O2 sensor bung there, and there's one over here. I don't know. Anyways, there's another one over here on this side for a wideband, which she's not going to need. But I do not have a bung for an O2 sensor on this side. So after this is finished, I will be cutting a hole. I haven't decided yet if it's gonna go here or in the bottom of the long tube header right down there. And I will have to cut a bung. I'll probably use this one. Cut that out of that piece of pipe and weld it into there. So that'll be fun. But once that's done, we're good. Put this back in the truck, buttoned up, and it should be fine. All right, so got the Y pipe finished up here. I wanted to paint it, but I realized I don't have any high temp paint, so whatever. I also wanted to grind the welds down, but I'm also not gonna do that out of laziness. So they're ugly, but they will work. So now we have our O2 sensor bung there, one for a wideband if we decide to do that later. Let me show you right here. I just got done welding that bung, on. That will be for this O2 sensor, and I placed it so that I can change it conveniently in case it goes out, but you can see the other long tube header there. Once that cools off a little bit more, I'm gonna put the Y pipe on, bolt it up, bolt up the O2 sensors, and that should be good. All right, good morning. I did not get a chance to start this up for you guys last night. It was late and I didn't want to piss the neighbors off. So let me start it. We'll see how it sounds. Still have this noise. All right, so unfortunately we still have a mystery noise, which I think at this point I have determined is the flex plate. Apparently it's a semi-common issue. Flex plate cracks. The starter can be bumping into the flex plate. Regardless, flex plate needs to go. So that kind of sucks because I'm gonna have to drop the transmission here in the driveway. But I want to show you something real quick in regards to the header install and exhaust work that you might find valuable. So these are the old manifolds, and you can see where the O2 sensors went. Now these O2 sensors would not come out at all. But a quick tip for you, if your O2 sensors are stuck, is run a bead of weld around the edge out here. That will get the threads so hot that the O2 sensors just pop right out. So pro tip there, if you have access to them and you can't get them out, you can fit a welder in there. Don't weld the O2 sensor, but weld around it on the bung and it will remove easier. So anyways, that's where we're at with the black Escalade. Headers are on, sounds kind of cool, but we still have that noise coming from what I, at this point, think is the flex plate. Because everything else in this truck is new. New camshaft, new lifters, new head gaskets. Checked all the pistons and rods. They're not knocking. New exhaust. This thing should be fine. So the only thing left that could be making noise. Oh, and yeah, check the water pump already. That's fine. And check the oil pump. So yeah, only thing left is the flex plate. So here soon, I guess I'll put the front tires back on and then start dropping the transmission, and we'll see how that goes. But that'll be it for this video.